I will now invite Ms. Kate Brown, the Executive Director of the Global Island Partnership, to speak to us. Kate, you have the floor, please.
Honourable Co-Chairs, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. The Global Island Partnership, or GLISPA, has been around in the SID space since roughly 2005, 2006, coming out of the Mauritius International Meeting. And we're really an island platform of high-level leaders and partners trying to work together to catalyse political will to implement island commitments on sustainability, conservation, and sustainable livelihoods. And we now have about 45 members and hundreds of collaborating islands and organisations that are part of our island resilience and sustainability movement. But very much, I think what we've realised as a partnership, that we've become a partnership catalyser and a supporter in helping islands link to these broader efforts, particularly as after Samoa Pathway and the SDGs. And to that end, we launched in the partnership last year 2 new partnerships, one between our partnership and the Mountain Partnership, which is based at FAO, and it's known as the Coalition of Fragile Ecosystems, focused on mountains and islands, particularly in the area of sustainable tourism and food systems, in which with a focus on the benefits of those to local people. And the second partnership we launched last year was with one of our members, Hawaii Green Growth, and a group of islands and other partners. It's an initiative focused on local implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals in islands, known as the Local 2030 Islands Network. And this new network is really connecting early leader islands, of which many are SIDS, who are working on implementing the SDGs at the local level. Islands in this network really look at setting local sustainability goals, how they measure progress on those goals in the accountability space, how they identify or create the public-private partnerships at national level that can support this process, and then the types of projects that can help address and implement the issues that have been identified. As a result of COVID-19, we really pivoted that network to focus on bringing together islands around building back better and sustainability. So focus very much a series of virtual convenings or webinars, and there's a lot of webinars, but we started doing this back in April with a focus on building island solidarity, island solutions, and islanders helping islanders to address this immediate and also the urgent challenges posed by COVID-19, both looking at the situation now and also what is needed for recovery. So we've been very much in the space of trying to share solutions. Our initial ones have really focused on the key issues that islands have identified, tourism, obviously, major economic issue, food security, economic resilience and recovery, risk and resilience, and data and technology solutions. So we're going to have one shortly actually focused on youth, which I think will be really interesting, and bringing that perspective in this response space. But back on the broader question of partnerships, I've been personally facilitating partnerships for about 20 years, including type 2 partnerships that came out of WSSD. And we've learned a lot through all of these partnerships that we're either part of or we've helped to create and support. Firstly, we need to have a clear way of how it's actually impacting island stakeholders. The SMART criteria is one of those ways. But what are the benefits to all the parties involved in these partnerships? The best examples moving forward will be those that can pivot their efforts to remain relevant islands, both in terms of their immediate needs, but also as they move to a sustainable and resilient recovery. What is that going to look like, and what are the types of partnerships that need to exist to support that? There also needs to be value that is clearly obvious to partnerships in registering in the partnerships database, because I would be really interested to see some of these really impactful partnerships look at where there's potential for us to work together and to demonstrate where there are gaps, as well as to ensure that there is better accountability to our stakeholders. And COVID-19 focus. We need more quality partnerships and not so many quantity partnerships. We need to have things that are actually working. And there is really value, I think, for the SIDS Partnership Steering Committee to engagement in regional and national outreach. There's so much value in sharing what is working and challenges, as we can see even from these last two sessions. And there are some regional partnerships that have existed for a long time. We can learn from these. I also personally work with a lot of islands that are real experts at partnering. That would be really useful to bring into the space. As well, partnering with organizations and partnership groups like the Global Island Partnership, which I work for, can strengthen the work of this platform. Outside of ODA, there are a lot of resources and innovation that is happening in the island space, and I see an increasing attention and build-up of these new partnerships and alliances that sit outside of what we traditionally understood as where SIDS can get support to meet the development needs. Again, in the context of COVID-19, we all have to do more. So our partnership stands ready to continue to engage, to strategize, to collaborate and align in ways that help us achieve our collective goals and which advance the issues of islands. So thank you.